Hello everyone, Neofizz here, and welcome back to Season 2 of Neofizz playing Minecraft on the Cobblecobble server. And this is episode number 9. In this episode, I'm going to do a speed run of transforming the garden behind me in my village here into this garden here. So, just so I don't bore you to tears, because you've seen me do one of these gardens before, I decided it might be neat to see me do this as a speed run. So, it takes a little while to do this, to get it all just right. So what I'm going to do is speed it up and try and get it to look like it gets done in just a few minutes. So, without further ado, let's get on with it. There. Done. Yeehaw. Well, that went faster than I expected, but it didn't go quite as expected. You may have noticed at a certain point there, I realized that I didn't measure things as precisely as I thought. So I think in the future gardens that I'm expanding on, I have to be a little bit more careful on my measurements, because I thought that it was 16 blocks from here down to there, when I think it's actually 14 is what it should be, because I've got 2 extra rows here, and that's why I wasn't hydrating on the lower level properly, is because of that. I had these 2 extra rows, because this block here only reaches for 4 rows out. But it covered me on this side because I already had water on these blocks, because I couldn't put it on the outer blocks because it would have flowed over the edge. Now the only issue I think I'm facing is whether or not I get proper lighting. So I'm going to have to check that out later, make sure I've got proper lighting all around, compare it to the other ones I've done, and make sure it's still lit properly. This all looks like it's growing good though, except this one and that one are not hydrating properly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's a problem there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so these 2 blocks here aren't being properly hydrated, and that's why they don't look like they're growing rapidly. And I'm trying to figure out how I messed that up. Oh, I know. On this upper level, I was supposed to have sandstone here for these first 2. Okay, I'm going to have to correct that later, because you can see on the lower level I did it right. So I put these sandstone blocks here, not just because I have this separator block here that I have to account for, but because when I come in the door, and this is all lined with pumpkins, I want a spot where I can get in behind here and get started on harvesting them. And I didn't do that on this upper level, and that's why I'm not hydrating, because I needed to shift the whole thing. This lighting and water block has to go ahead one, so that's a correction I have to do. But like I said, in the future I need to measure this a little bit better, because I accidentally made it 2 blocks wider than it was supposed to be. But still, it'll work. I had to add extra hydrating blocks here just for that reason, and that's no big deal. I can handle it. It will work still. It definitely will work still. Just had to add the extra hydrating blocks, and at the same time that gave me an excuse to add the extra lighting in here just in case. Even though this side shouldn't have needed the lighting, but because it got 2 blocks wider, it might not have been lit well enough there. So I think that's going to work though. So you can see these ones are pretty much the same design, except I need to measure the actual width more accurately here so that it ends up proper. So there you go. It's now set. So if I come in along the regular walkway here, I've got this exit here that auto closes behind me. I do have to lock these though, like that. And same thing over here. Yeah, see, I didn't want to have a bump in here like that, but oh well, them's the brakes. It's done now, and it will give me extra, so I don't think I'm going to complain. I just have to fix the hydrating issue at this top level, and it's no big deal. Not a big deal. I had, the other ones have the bump at the higher level, so I shouldn't have be that worried about having the bump at the lower level. And besides, you're not going to plop onto the crops from here anyway. And that's partly why I put a pumpkin here. It's not just for the jack-o'-lantern is not just for the lighting, but also so that, when I come over this, I've seen times where if I do this too fast, when I come over the edge, I trample the crops. Even though you don't think you should, because you're not actually coming from a full block height. It has happened to me, and that's why I really don't like to have it. I have had setups where I would put something else there to walk over. What's that leaf called again that you put there? Jeez, it's getting late and my brain's starting to get a little foggy. And that's probably why I messed this up as well. But it's done now, and that's probably the fastest I've ever built one of these. Oh, wait. I messed up a bit. There's something I forgot to do here. Darn dang dum diddly doo da day. I was supposed to remove this dirt and put a glass block in place on all of the corners. Yeah, I was moving rapidly there, and I thought I was doing great, not having to stop and hesitate and think too much. But I paid the price by making a couple little bumble mistakes. But it's still gonna work. I'll get lots of good crops out of this, and it's just a matter of time. Off camera, I'll fix that upper one, and we'll all be just fine. Yeehaw! Alright, so I hope you enjoyed watching me do this conversion. I hope you learned something from it. It is a good process, and I do put the glass around to keep the villagers out, and I use the gates instead of doors because villagers can open the doors. So thanks for coming by. Everybody take care, and until next time, this is Neofizz signing out.